Good evening, my viewers. This is George Ondek with the latest edition of the George Ondek Show. Actually, it's my first show of the year 2015, and I'm entering my 18th year. And I have a very interesting guest on my show tonight, Miss Marion Patterson. How are you, Marion?
I'm good, thank you.
And why it's so good she's on the show tonight, I have some New Year's resolutions to be healthy and to be fit. And I think she can help me with both tonight. Of course, she gives advice on nutrition. She's a personal trainer with kickboxing.
Yes.
So let's get into it, Marion. How did you get into the field of kickboxing with a club in Peekskill, my hometown, and advising people how to lose weight through proper eating?
Well, George, it started in 2008. I was in real estate and I was also in finance. And we all know that in 2008, the market went down. For a while, I was a little down, a little depressed, basically just being home, trying to get back out in the market into doing what I was doing before, and joined the gym in 2008. It was a gym in Elmsford. Started out with a personal trainer. Personal trainer encouraged me to become a personal trainer because at that time I had about maybe 50, 60 pounds extra.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. Extra.
And I have something to tell you tonight, too.
Tell me.
About 5 years ago, I was about 45 pounds more than I am. And one of my goals is to lose another 15 pounds in the new year. And I'm going to want you to help me do that.
But we can definitely, we can help you with that. So then I started training. I lost the 60 pounds and got encouraged to go ahead and get my certification. I started out working at different gyms. I worked in Rye for a while. I worked in the Bronx. I worked in White Plains. Kind of moved around and just couldn't really find that spot.
That niche, right?
Exactly, that niche. And about a year and a half ago, a friend of mine introduced me to the owner of the kickboxing studio in Peekskill.
I think that's the TKO, kickboxing.
CKO.
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 And do you promise at the end of the show when we do a demonstration not to TKO me?
No, I promise you at the end I'm going to show you how we do it at CKO every week, how we do it there.
So I sidetracked you.
Yes.
You were in the corporate world, is that true?
Well, I worked in the insurance industry for a while.
Isn't that a drastic change to go to personal kickbox training and health and fitness from the corporate world?
It is because being in the insurance industry, you basically sell people on if you die, we pay.
And I wasn't in the insurance the industry as well once. I sold insurance and investments.
Wow. So yeah, I sold them on if you die, we pay. Now with kickboxing, we say if you live, don't you want to live long and healthy? So I am no longer killing people. I am now giving them life.
I see a sign on you, get addicted. Addicted to what?
I have not met a person that has taken the kickboxing class that didn't get addicted. It's like after your first class, you're hooked.
Addicted to a healthy lifestyle and exercise.
You get addicted to a healthy lifestyle. You get addicted to the culture. You get addicted to eating right. You just totally get addicted where you can't wait to get up every morning and do the same thing over again.
Marion, why is it important to eat the right foods? At one time, I drank a lot of Pepsi-Cola, and I ate a lot of Boston cream donuts. I understand that both of them are not good for you.
Well, George, I mean, it's definitely important to eat the right foods.
What are some of the right foods to eat?
You want to stay away from, let's talk about the stuff that you need to stay away from. Because there's a lot of food out there. So if we know the ones to stay away from, then we could kind of figure out what to eat. You want to stay away from things that are full with sugar, salt. You want to stay away from white flour.
Yes, flour, sugar, and salt.
Salt, and anything that's processed. The rule that I live by is that if it's in a box, And if it's in a can,
It's bad.
it doesn't come home with me.
Oh, wow. So give me an example of what you eat for breakfast, for lunch, or for dinner, what you've had today. Let's
Okay,
say.
well, for example, today I'm up at 4:30 in the morning because I
Wow,
start
you're an early bird.
early bird. Get up at 4:30. I start teaching at 5 in the morning.
Wow.
So breakfast for me is usually a protein shake mixed with either fruits or vegetable, just because like I have to grab it and run out the door, not really have an opportunity to sit
Are
down and eat.
blueberries good for you?
Blueberries are great for you.
How about strawberries?
Strawberries are great for
How
you.
about oatmeal? Is that good to have?
Oatmeal is excellent for you.
1% milk?
1%, 2%. I actually make my own milk, George.
Really?
Yes.
How do you do that?
Almond milk.
Oh, almond, yes.
Yes, you have to soak the almonds overnight.
Wow, you make it yourself?
I make it myself.
Wow.
All you need is almond and just a little bit of hemp, sea salt.
Sea salt.
Not the other salt.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So that's your breakfast?
That's breakfast.
And what do you have for lunch then? Or what's
well,
good to have for lunch?
I
for my
eat every
viewers?
2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
So lunch could be whenever, but I'm always eating. So if I have that in the morning, after my kickboxing class, I'm home getting the kids ready for school.
Kids?
Yeah.
You're only 21 years old. How could you
My
kids?
son is 21, George.
You look 21.
Yes, thank you. My son is 21. I have another son that's 12, and the last one is 8.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
So then dinner, well, you're eating various meals.
All right, so
portion size, I imagine, is
portions
important.
is very important. You definitely want to, when you have your plate together, you want to make sure that your carbohydrates is the smallest amount. You can load up with all the vegetables you want, and with your protein, as far as meat, you want to stick to at least 4 ounces.
Is chicken and fish good for you?
Chicken and fish is great for you.
But portion size is very important.
Very important.
How do I know this? I go to a nutritionist.
No, I mean, if you take a look at your plate, right? All right, you get your plate, half of it should be vegetables. For your dinner or your lunch, half of it should be vegetable. Then you still have the other half, right? You cut that in half, and that's your carbohydrates and your protein.
One of the worst things is to go to restaurants, right? They give you such big sizes.
But take it home, take it home.
Take it home?
Take it home.
And make 3 meals out of it.
Yes, make 3 meals out of it. Take it home.
Is pasta good for you?
Depending on how much and what kind.
Cheeses?
Depending.
What kind of cheeses should my audience? Is Sorrento good? Low fat? Well, I shouldn't say the name of the
I'm
product.
not familiar with that type of cheese, but I do stick to the vegan cheese.
Vegan?
Yes, and I try
What
to
is
stay
vegan? I don't know what that word means.
Vegan is it's another offshoot for vegetarian.
Oh, okay. Let's see, cows are vegetarians. All they eat is grass, and wow, they put on a lot of weight. I'm saying a joke here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I guess it would consider that a cow is a vegetarian, because if it only eats grass, of course.
Okay.
But a cow is
But
a
I'm
vegetarian.
I'm sidetracking.
That's all right.
Let's get into the TKO boxing.
CKO.
CKO.
CKO kickboxing.
I'm used to boxing. I had an uncle who was light heavyweight champ of the world, by the way. His name was Gus Lesnovich. In the 40s, I was very little then, so I don't remember him too well. But if you look it up in a history book, you can read about him.
I'll check
And
it out.
Muhammad Ali was a pretty good boxer.
Yes, my dad loved Muhammad Ali.
And I liked a guy named Rocky Marciano. You probably heard about him in your history books.
Maybe in the history book. It was a long time ago.
He was 49-0. He never lost a fight.
Wow. Well,
And Joe Louis was a pretty good fighter.
I've never lost a fight either.
You haven't?
No.
So
lost a
no
fight.
guy better mess with you,
They
right?
can't,
you don't need a big
nah.
brother. You can knock him out.
They can't mess with me.
And you know, that's very good, because
Thank you.
we read more and more about women being assaulted or robbed. Just happened in Cortland yesterday, by the way. So it's important for women to know how to defend themselves.
Exactly. And I'll say 90% of my class is women, and you
Really?
don't want to mess with them.
And what's the age range of the people who are taking your classes?
Well, we have a youth class that ranges from like 12 to 14. And then from 15 on up, then you could be in the regular class as long as you come with an adult.
Are they mixed classes? Is it women with men in the classes?
It's women with men.
So you don't segregate?
No, we don't segregate. But you do get an opportunity. You go at your own pace. So everyone is in the class. You have your own personal bag, and you have the instructors going through the different routine. And it's just a huge motivation because everyone else next to you is working really hard. So that's going to encourage you to work harder.
It's like any fitness club.
Yes.
You see other people working out, so it motivates you to keep going.
Yes.
And that's why it's good to do it with a buddy, right?
Yes. And you know what? A lot of times you come with no one, but you meet a friend.
Yes, that's...
there's relationships that happen at CKO Kickboxing.
So tell us about your first class. What was it like getting up in front of a group of how many people?
My first class, I had maybe a little bit over 30 people in my first class, maybe 40.
Was it frightening? Was it...
Well, it was very frightening, but the good thing was everyone in the class was brand new. So they didn't know that I sucked. And so there was no way to figure it out. So everybody came and they had a great time.
You won't believe this. When I was a young man, I was a very shy person.
No,
listen.
No,
I took a speech class in college after I got out of the Vietnam War, and we were required to do a 3-minute speech. I was mortified to do that. But after I did it, I enjoyed speaking in front of people. So I guess you grow with it, or you have to enjoy speaking in front of people or teaching.
Exactly. Well, when you get up in the morning and you really like what you do, you wake up with that passion, you wake up with the fire, and you're just like pumped up, motivated, ready to go. So it becomes natural.
You know, even at my young age, that's how I feel. I wake up early in the morning like you do, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm looking forward to the first day of the rest of my life and what I'm going to achieve. And I think that's a good message for the people watching this show, both health-wise, physical-wise, and career-wise.
Yes.
Is it good to make goals too as well?
Definitely. You definitely want to set goals, but you want to set goals that are realistic.
Yes.
Like you'll have someone walk in and say, listen, I want to lose 30 pounds in 1 month.
No way.
Is that realistic?
No.
Absolutely not. But what I do, I bring them back down and say, well, let's set realistic goal. Let's set a goal for the next 30 days. Then we'll set another goal for the next 30 days, and then so on and so on. And then we'll measure. We'll meet like maybe once or twice a month to measure where you are. What have you been doing to get to
Marion,
there?
my goal for 2015, I weighed 213 today, which is a 5-year low for me.
Okay.
I want to weigh 190. Is it realistic by the end of 2015, 2015 to do that?
Yeah, definitely.
So I have to take it one step at a time.
So we'll break it down to maybe a pound every 2 weeks.
So that shouldn't be hard to do,
No, that shouldn't be hard. That is realistic, and it's attainable.
So that's one important thing. When you have a goal, you got to go for it and do it gradually. You can't lose 30 or 40 pounds at once.
And you got to hold yourself accountable. When you set goals, you want everyone to know this is what I'm going to be doing, because when they see you falling off, they'll say, hey, George, I mean, are you still on track to lose that 20 pounds?
That's why I'm thinking I may have you back once or twice more over the next year. And you keep a check on me. George, did you lose 5 pounds in the last 6 months?
I will.
And
I will. But setting a goal and scheduling your workout, never compromise when it comes on to your workout. Meaning if your schedule is to work out at 9 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you don't want to schedule an appointment on Monday at 9 o'clock. Because once you push it off, it goes into a day, it goes into 2, and then it's 2 weeks, and it's 3 weeks. So definitely you want to get a calendar, mark out your schedule. It's just like a job. It's just like keeping a doctor's appointment. You do not cancel. You're not late. You show up and you show off.
Show off. What do you
Yes.
mean by that?
Show your stuff off.
Do your
Yes,
stuff, huh?
Exactly.
So how did you get your instructions in kickboxing? Was it with the clubs you worked for when after the stock market crashed? And I know a lot about that because I was in the market at one time too. 2008, I think.
Wow.
The Dow Jones was 7,500, I believe.
I
And
don't remember,
our
but I knew it
money
was bad.
supply was about to crash. And you know, it just hit 18,000 the other day. And that's under our president that we have right now. And not too many people give him credit for that.
Right.
And putting in a treasury person who is in charge, I think that's a tremendous comeback this country has made. But I don't want to get political now.
Well,
Let's
that's why exercise is important, because it releases all of those stress.
It releases,
it relieves all your stress. Yes,
So
yes, stress.
it's a good stress reliever.
Yes, yes. But back to how did I get certified?
Yes.
I got, like
As
I
a
said before,
kickboxing
I got
instructor.
introduced to the kickboxing studio through a friend, and our certification is done through CKO. So what happened is that they put you through a series of class, and when you complete all those classes, and they're confident that you're able to go ahead and instruct, then you get a certification. But you can only teach for CKO with that
And how many years have you
certification.
been teaching now?
I've been teaching for 8 years, but
8
I've
years.
only been doing kickboxing for 1.5 years.
And how do you feel when you have successes in your class? Do people come up to you and thank you for instructing them and helping them lose weight and be more physically fit?
The feeling, you just can't imagine. You just, it's just like your child that comes to you and say, I've achieved this, and you're just so excited for them. I mean, we have a wall in our studio, and it has all our clients that have lost weight. We have not had someone that has, joined our class that has not, got to their goals or lost weight, or they have more energy, they're more in shape, they've changed their eating habits. We've had people got married because of CKO.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really a success
they started
story.
looking good, and they got a man.
So do you travel much in your field? You told me before the show you're going out to California
Well,
soon.
I travel somewhat, not a
Yeah,
lot,
once
but
in a
we're
while.
once in a while. Like, in order to become good at what you do, you got to always sharpen your tools. So I'm going out to California in 2 weeks for a health and wellness convention. And when I come back, I'm going to be much better to serve my clients.
Now, did you do personal training as well as with the club? Or
Yes, I do. I do one-on-one training.
what is the number people can reach you at?
The phone number that they can reach me at is
or a website number.
my website. Let's do it with the website.
Yes.
My website is Back to Eden.
Back to Eden.
Back to Eden.
Eden or
Yes,
Eden?
Eden, like
How
back,
do you spell
back
it?
in the garden.
Oh, the Garden of
yes,
Eden.
the Garden of Eden. So it's Back to Eden.
Did somebody bite into an apple there and it turned out bad or
Yes,
something?
that's what happened. So, Eve gave Adam that. You know the story. We
Yeah,
won't get into that.
backtoeden.com?
No, Back to Eden.
Yeah.
.agelessaction.com.
Wow.
And I'm at CKO in Peekskill.
Oh, wow. So you teach classes of all different ages.
Yes.
What is the youngest student you have and what is the oldest?
Well, we have a youth class, which they range from up to age 14, and then from 15, you can come with a parent. The youngest, I would say, I have in my personal class is 16, and the oldest is 85.
85?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure there's older, but
So that
what I've
definitely
seen.
qualifies me. I'm 39 plus.
You
So
can come. You
I
can
can
come.
come?
You can
Yes.
come.
Okay. So the person who's 85, how is he or she doing?
Well, she's doing very well.
Really?
Yes, she's doing very well. I mean, as I said before, you go at your own pace. So you're not keeping up with someone else's pace, but the person next to you is motivating you to keep going.
keeping fit and healthy, a healthy life is the most important thing. I'm going to give you two examples, two asides. George H. Bush jumps out of planes and parachutes on his birthday every year. He just hit 90, and I think he's sick now.
I think I heard about that.
But I had a Captain Miller on my show. He passed away recently, but he was 100 years young.
Wow.
And he still, up until about 98 or 99, rode motorcycles and flew airplanes. So if you live a healthy lifestyle, you can live a long life.
Exactly. You can enjoy all those things.
And through healthy eating and exercise, that's attainable.
It's the way to go.
And that's the way to keep you young.
Yes,
too,
it's
right?
the way to go. The way
to go.
The way to go. There's no other way but to get addicted.
Now, do people enjoy the classes? Is it to music?
We have music. People are having a good time. It's an hour.
Really?
They don't even realize it's an hour. Just because they're having a really good time, we spend a lot. We spend about 90% on the bag, and then we're doing push-ups, we're doing sit-ups.
Oh, you got
we're
to do all that?
That
sounds like a lot of work,
yeah,
push-ups. In the beginning, when they first started, they have to do push-ups or sit-ups.
Well, we modify everything. Everything that we do, there's a modification to it. So
you're not like drill sergeants in the Army,
not.
do you?
We're actually, all the instructors there are very nice.
Because I was drafted into the Army in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and all of a sudden, a drill sergeant would come up to you and say, "Give me 50." You know?
No, we're definitely
so
not.
So is it moderately paced for a person my age?
Yes,
then?
like you go at your own pace. We're not drill sergeant. We're there to motivate and encourage.
What is the best way to lose a waistline? I'm losing weight, but this isn't really going down a lot. Sit-ups or
the best way
leg
is,
thrusts?
No. The best way, the first thing is nutrition. And of course, kickboxing is number two. Kickboxing is number two. Because I've done boot camps, I've done yoga, I've done Pilates, and I've never seen anything like the kickboxing class.
You know,
that's the fastest way to really get in shape.
We've been sitting here talking about this. I would like you to demonstrate with me for my vast audience what you're talking about when we do kickboxing.
I get to stand up?
Would you be willing to do that?
All right, I can.
Take these mics off. And,
yes.
I'll take this jacket off too. And I want you to make me one promise, Marion, that you're not going to knock me out.
No, I promise. I promise. I will not knock you out. Okay, so finally, I get to stand up.
Okay.
I've been sitting down for so long.
So
the basic stance.
The basic stance.
Yeah, this is what we teach you when you come into our class.
We're going to fight now?
First thing we do is we orientate you to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing before the class starts, right? So we orientate you. So your first stand is your right leg is back, right? Right leg is back. Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to get that balance, George.
All right.
So your right leg is back.
I have a disabled right leg, so if I slip and fall, you'll forgive me.
I'll forgive you. So it's your basic stand because this you want to sink the weight and
And you put the weight back on that foot.
Yes, and hands are always up,
elbows
up. Tucked, right?
Guard your
face, because you don't want me to get you, right? You don't want me to get you, right?
I don't want you to break my nose like what happened when I was a kid.
So our basic is your jab is your left hand, right? From your chin.
Left hand.
Yeah.
From my
chin back to you. No, that's your right. Okay. Jab. Okay, that's your left hand.
Which is my left? I get mixed up.
Well, this is my left.
This is your left.
So this is your left.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So I do that.
It's jab, and you're coming back from your chin back. So you
that's
still gotta have your other hand up.
To guard, right?
Yes.
This.
Yeah, you gotta block your
so
face. So
if we're boxing somebody, that's a jab.
Yeah,
right?
that's your jab, and now your cross is your power punch, right?
That's your right cross.
Yeah, that's your
right?
cross. Yeah, exactly. So it's jab, cross. So it's uppercut.
Hook is from down here.
Yeah. No, that's your uppercut.
Oh, that's an uppercut.
Remember, hooks is getting hooked up. That's the easiest way to remember.
I've been hooked up for 51 years,
and
so I forgot how to get hooked up.
Tonight, when you go home, you could say, Gail, we're going to get hooked up. Yes.
New Year's Eve, we're going to get hooked up.
So you can do the hooks.
I'm going to give her flowers, too.
All right, so this is your uppercut.
And candy.
Upper.
Upper.
So it's uppercut.
Uppercut.
And these are some of the basic stuff that we teach you. Then we have our kicks, right?
Kicks.
So we have our major kick is our roundhouse. You're slightly coming around, you're bending your knees just like that.
You know what, I'm going to let you demonstrate that. I'm not going to do that because I might fall over and we'll really make TV.
But you always want to have your hands up and elbows tucked because you don't want to lose your balance. Right. And you're kicking the bag and you're turning around just like that. Right.
I don't think I can do as nice a kick as you did. But.
Right. So that's your right. And then you got your left and then your basic kick, your front kick. So your hands are always up, elbows tucked. And you're kicking the bag. Right. Front kick.
Try that.
Let me see. There you go. Nice. Ooh. Balance is very important.
Yeah.
Very important. And that's one of the things that we teach
you. I
hear
old
balance.
Accountants never die. They just lose their balance. Did you know that?
I agree. Okay. And that's really what it's all about. Just coming out and having fun. That's it.
It seems
that's
easy.
That's it.
From that you stay fit and you lose weight?
Yeah, yes.
Well, Marion
Patterson, a lot of fun.
I can't believe it. A half hour has gone by.
And I made it.
You've been a lovely guest. You taught me and my audience how to lose weight, to join a class in kickboxing, how to eat good, and how to be happy.
Yes.
So I want to thank you again for being the Get On Deck George with George show. And I want to show you one final punch that I know from the old days. A boxer named Bobo Newsom in the 50s used to do. It was a bolo. That was called the bolo punch.
So now it's my turn.
Should I fall down?
All right.
Thank you so much. You've been a great guest. And my audience, till next time, kickbox, eat the right foods, and stay healthy.
Yes, thank you.